My name is Tony Campaneri. Welcome, everybody. I am a professor in the Department of Microbiology and Immunology. I'm the Senior Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education. My contact information is all there. This is all being recorded, but you can all write it down. And if you have questions, like everybody else had said, please feel free to contact me. I also want to say that Dr. Murphy gave wonderful advice. Tim and I trained together and we learned the hard way how to make sure that you got your grants early enough for people to look at. So if you don't remember anything else in this slide, remember this link right here at the top. It's a great link. It brings you to all of the core facilities we have, and it'll give you who runs them. It'll give you the connections, who you should talk to, all the contact information. Most of these are driven by calendars now where you can go on, reserve time. If you need to be trained in these areas, you can set that up with the people running the facilities. So the first facility, the confocal microscopy and flow cytometry facility, these are the rooms they're located in, or the areas in the Jacobs School of Medicine, or at Roswell Park, or over in the center of life sciences. But that facility is state of the art. It's run by Wade Sergeson. It has everything you could possibly imagine. And just to update it, we have recently somehow have been willed, if you will, a new semi-new confocal multi-photon system that will be in probably within the next 3 months. They're just waiting for some of the whistles and bells to be put on it. The multispectral imaging facility, this will be under John Tomaszewski. In fact, most of these are. And the histology core, again, are all located in the same area on the third floor. The electron microscope suite is in the basement. And that, again, is one of the things run by Dr. Tomaszewski. The stem cell core, again, is on the third floor. That is a facility that's somewhat underused, but right now it really is being taken advantage of by, I think, 7 different scientists that have, most of which have been relatively new people. The next gen sequencing and expression facility, we normally use Roswell Park for this. They have a great facility over there, and their prices are very reasonable, and it's a very rapid turnover. The protein expression and crystallization facilities run by Mike Mulkowski in structural biology, and they're on the 5th floor. The LAF is in the basement. There is also LAF space on the South Campus. North Campus is relatively full. The South Campus is fairly open. It has a specific pathogen-free area and also BSL-2 capabilities, both on the South Campus and both in the Jacobs School of Medicine. We are now in the process of equipping the BSL-3 and the ABSL-3, which is down in the Jacobs School of Medicine, LAF. The provost has generously committed more than $250,000, and the equipment has been coming in steadily now to set that up. There is a training involved, obviously, that is being handled through EH&S by David Pawlowski, but that facility should be up and running fairly soon. The simulation or surgical simulation suites and the Bailing Center and such are up on the 7th floor. Those are state of the art. The biorepository service is relatively new. It is where people either store samples or you can have samples that you would be interested in. That is also run by Norman Nowak. And then there's a new program coming out called Buffalo Blue Sky Initiative. This is a pilot funding program run out of the provost's office and the VPR's office. It's tied to grant applications, and it's tied to costs, or indirect costs and such. They haven't completely finished the actual rules that this is going to come out under, but I suspect within the next 2 months, this should be announced. It is a $1.5 million pot. So it's something that you should think about once it comes out. It's going to be for new investigators and for established investigators. It really, this program's built on trying to get interdisciplinary programs off the ground. Let me jump over. So some of the research and training opportunities with students. Our main doctoral program is the umbrella or interdisciplinary program. It's called the PPBS. That accepts 14 to 16 doctoral students every academic year. The program's run, let me just give you the brief on this. The dean's office pays for the stipend and tuition for the first academic year of the students. They rotate in labs, in 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, and 1 in the summer if they have to. And after that is when they usually make a decision and decide on which laboratory they're going to be going into. Last year, we started a new natural sciences master's program under the Research and Graduate Education Office. And it's a 2-year program. It's really something that is just taking off. It really is built around, frankly, helping students that would like to get into medical school, that have struggled and need to try and enhance their overall CV. Those kids, when they come in, are looking to do some research at some point. So that program is important. We're looking for more and more people that want to be mentors. There's a Dean Summer Research Program. It's second-year medical students in the summer. This again is run out of Dean Kane's office. There are usually between 4 to 6 students, and the way this works is that we have the departments come in and give presentations, or potential mentors come in and give presentations, and then the students go and see if they select who they'd like to work with, and they submit an abstract, and there's a committee that decides who gets the student for the summer. There is a stipend with that. The SURE program is our undergraduate research program, again, run out of my office. It, again, is sponsored by the dean. We take 6 to 8 juniors in college. So unfortunately with the COVID, we didn't run that program this year, but the program has been very effective for us, and it really helps us recruit kids from other parts of the country to join us in it's a good pipeline for our doctoral program and our master program. Although I have to admit, this year we're going to probably do more local recruiting than we are out of the state, again, because of the COVID restrictions. The T35 training grant under the direction of Calvin Lee and Dr. Murphy is a program that I think takes 4 to 5 students. Tim can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Again, it's for a summer. These programs run 8 to 10 weeks through the summer, and again, it's linking students with mentors, and then having them, they get a stipend, and then they perform research in the labs that they've chosen. And the last thing I'll tell you about is an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the students. Our PPBS program, we totally revamped the curriculum 2 years ago because it became heavy in one area or another. And we had junior faculty form a curriculum committee, and we came up with a whole new program, and which is really based on lecturing a little bit about simple topics, introducing kids to, for example, general bacteriology without going into any very deep detail. So one of the courses, 515, we were looking for lecturers that had different expertise that would like to bring that forward. And then the 516 part of the course is a complementary research discussion where the kids discuss papers. So we're always looking for faculty members that are interested in giving a lecture or two. And it's a good way to meet students and get yourself acclimated with them. It's a really good way it will really help with you as far as looking for getting students to be mentors. And with that, I'll stop.